one, I didn't notice the chanting the first time. Second, Clark has a new power, because this is a completely new power, which honestly, cool. Like, especially because I think this was already kind of hinted at in the opening for season 1 and 2. Just hold on. Because there's always this scene where his friends are all together, and then when you see Clark, pretty much you see the energy kind of coming off, and like you see, like, it looks like Lois and Jimmy, like the energy comes off and starts possibly powering them up. I don't know. I don't like, because here's also the thing too, and this is the cool part about having a multiverse and you being able to do this shit. You could say this Superman is completely different from all the other Supermen and have his own powers, or maybe whatever thing that's going with him being an earlier Superman, whatever, he could just have different powers or gain different abilities, and then you could say like other Supermen could also gain these abilities later. I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, because I'm calling the invulnerability force field, because the IFF, invulnerability force field, because he pretty much, whoever, you hear the chanting, whoever, it seems like he can extend his invulnerability to other people to protect them, which, and he later on uses that, let me see, actually, did they show it here? No. But they later on use it to, like, pretty much hold in a nuclear reactor. So, I don't know that. Anyways, this is a Full Metal Scientist, so Full Metal Alchemist. And pretty much, is it Amber? It sounded like Hammer. I'm like, Amber Tech, with this new conglomerate, whatever, hires Livewire here to erase evidence. She only pops up like twice in this episode, but at least shows that she's pretty much not a bounty hunter, but a gun for hire. And also that she doesn't need the tech anymore fully. She's learned to fully control her abilities. But pretty much attacking, if I'm remembering correctly, is this Irons here? Or Stone? It is Stone. It's Cyborg's dad. If I'm remembering correctly, this is Cyborg's dad. And like, and Livewire even brings it up. Let me see.
Look at that. You made it out. Oh, I hate that it came to this. Just imagine what could have happened if your son had been home. Ooh, he's what, 9? 10?
Almost, in 3 more years he can join the Teen Titans. After he blows up and loses 90% of his body, but in either case, yeah, so this guy and I believe and Steel are working together. We're working together for Amertech, and Amertech are building these robots called Metallos, which I'm like, oh boy, we're gonna have robot Superman now. Metallos look very different from, let me see, because assuming, this guy here, which I'm just gonna go ahead and call Oolong, because he kept reminding me of Oolong. You know how he talks.
Oh, not a chance.
I don't know, just the pink hair and all that stuff. It was really surprised that this Oolong freaking transformed. But from Dragon Ball. But yeah, these are the Metallos, which they're powered by this ammo fusion, I think they call it. And the thing is about that fusion, and also this giant reactor that's being built in the city because Miles Morales, they pretty much, when these things start activating their cores, they then attract to a major core one, or they'll attract to each other, and then they'll go catastrophic nuclear and then explode. So obviously that's a slight problem. that being said, Soups then has to come in and, try to stop it. Mind you, Soups catches onto this because Steel's nephew, niece, who is the brown girl with the backwards cap that works for Jimmy now, she got word from him, which then gave it to Jimmy, which then led to Superman and Jimmy going like, oh god, she's gonna go study the story about dangerous robots, to go to their house, find him, there you go. While this is all going on, there's a B-plot going on, where Lois and Vicky are trying to fight to get the story about all this. Both, like, Lois doing something and then Vicky coming up right behind like, oh yeah, that's how you got in, or something like that, or trying to block her off, and Lois trying to go in, and Vicky going like, no one scoops a story from Vicky Vale, and Lois sure as hell scooped that damn story. Gotta love Lois. Which eventually leads, there's a bunch of funny stuff like Lois escaping on the back of a garbage truck, like, yeah, no one scoops, no one scoops Lois Lane. I love that shit. Lois is great in this. I love Lois. But while that's going on, again, and pretty much again, eventually it converges together, here at this house where Livewire then busts in and goes, oh shit, Superman. Destroys the evidence, makes a book for it, calls Oolong and says, hey, you're gonna have to pay me more because no one said I'm dealing with Superman. I'm not getting paid enough for this. And Oolong's like, well, you killed him, right? Right? Hello? Shit.
Right? Livewire? No. What? No! I
Close
can't
enough.
let them shut me down!
I know that voice. Like, it's annoying me, but I know that voice. Is that Kirito?
Can't let them shut me down! No! I can't let them
No. I know that voice. I don't know who it is. Wait a minute. His literal name is Middleman? Or her name is Middleman? What? Oh, Alex, as in Lex. Okay, I thought Alex was the little brown girl for a minute.
shut me down!
Hold on.
Turned on the of life plant. Weston's turned on the plant.
Weston, yeah, so that is him. I don't know. That voice sounds familiar. Someone tell me where I've heard it before. But, sorry. Soups has a new power that could give vulnerability, which, honestly, that isn't a bad power to give Superman. And honestly, and I like the idea that he can extend his power, which also, because here's also the thing, too, that I actually really like that they're kind of doing with Soups now. And kind of. Because one of his strongest abilities is, if I remember correctly, it's the Solar Flare, I believe it's called, or something like that. Where he takes in all of his solar energy that he's absorbed, releases it, goes off like a nuke, destroys everything, but it weakens him greatly. I would like if, one cool thing you could do is, yes, super strength, not going to take much of his energy. Flight, all that, maybe not take much. Laser vision, might take a chunk of it, but not that much. But something like focusing it to give other people aura around them could drain his power a lot. And then you could have him wear stuff like this, because Superman does get the shit beat out of him a bit in this. Which I imagine will eventually be, which, like, you could have it, like, yeah, the reason why he got that shit kind of beat out of him is because he extended his aura, like, twice, and that burned a lot of energy. Also, I forgot to mention, before the Metallos were made, Steel made the Steel suits for, like, emergency responders, which is where then this guy eventually gets this. Or, that's badass. And also, I don't know, people are probably going to complain or not. I like big, bulky robots. Like the big, bulky ones. They look so sick. Especially if you can make them look like mechas. Freaking awesome. I love that. This and like the Metallos look cool. And also, I like the the idea of like we're naming it these are the Steel suits, Steel, and this guy goes, no, Metallo sounds cooler. Keep it metal, but like I could see that like that connection there. I'm like, that's kind of smart of a connection way to do that. I will say that this hammer does change size. At one point, he picks that up when he's not in the suit. I'm like, oh, it looks way smaller now. I ain't gonna lie, but yeah, he helps Super, and also Supes does look like a bit beaten up here. So I wouldn't surprise me if again doing the aura sphere weakens him, which again, it's a way to give him new powers, but also have it to where there is a limit. It's not just, okay, yeah, he can just go move a planet. It's gonna take a lot of power to do that. Although, he could probably do the move planet thing if he's out in space and absorbing just a shit ton of yellow radiation. But, anyways, beside the point, Steel is freaking badass. Let me see. Yeah, these guys all go to there, and also this too. Before this all happened, Clark saved this guy and whatnot, and then tried to get home, where he then had to deal where Lois's dad is not only a slob, he refuses to turn his back to the door, even though I'm pretty sure that he can't see the door from the TV, looking at the TV, but refuses back to the door, and that's what he tells Jimmy. He's like, a fool turns his back to the exit. It's like, shut the hell up, go clean. And then he gets up in Clark's face like, you weren't here this morning. And I'm like, he's a freaking, like, what do you care? You're not his dad, and he doesn't have to tell you shit. He's like, you're a flake. I'm like, and you're a slob. Get out of here. Thomas Weston, Lois rival with Vicky. Yeah, I love that so much. Lois. Also, eventually towards the end, Vicky does go like, I posted my story, and Lois is like, oh, I've been writing my entire story this entire time. It was supposed like 10 minutes ago. I win. And Vicky goes, here's a job at the Gotham Gazette. And Lois like, oh shit. Clark, we gotta move. We gotta talk. We might have to move to Gotham. I'm sure you superhero in Gotham will go well. I'm sure there's no other superheroes in Gotham. I'm sure it'll be fine. And while that's all going on, also Clark has a whole thing where he has to write a story, he has to write an article, and he can't think of one until the end where Lois talks to him and says, you just need a little help today. And he goes, that's it. Everyone needs help. And he went, kissed her, wrote a story, and while that's going on, Steel is helping clean up the place, and then Lex comes in going, hey, you're fired. Leave the suit. This all belongs to LexCorp now. And I'm just thinking, wow, I called this. I called this in season 1. I said this was going to happen in season 1. The only thing that I got wrong was the company. Obviously, I didn't know Ambertech existed, but I thought he was going to take over Amazo's stuff. That didn't happen, but he did take over a company to then make it LexCorp. So I was right. Just slightly wrong. Which is still right, though. Sure. But anyways. This was cool, seeing Steel. I like how he also has the Superman shield kind of already there. Which I wonder if he did that on purpose. And, like, he's eventually, like, was that just an accident? Or did he actually do it because of Superman? I don't know. But, yeah, we have set up for Cyborg. We got Livewire looking like Korra. Shooting lightning and being a gun for hire. I hope we see the other criminals coming soon. Let's see here. Hammer change sizes. The flying newsroom. Oh, yeah. The little girl has a drone now that can fly around and uses to shoot confetti at robots. I'm like, all right. Lois rival with Vicky. I also love when they look at each other at one point. Hold on, let me see if I can find the clip. Also, yeah, I like that. I love how he's just wearing his green and purple, which is funny because apparently originally this was not going to be Lex. They said they put a veto on Lex being in this show, which is weird because, his arch rival, Superman's arch rival. But eventually, like, after the first season come out, I guess WB remember said, "Is that Lex Luthor?" And goes, "Do you want it to be Lex Luthor?" Which, yeah, all right. Anyways, that being said, I like this. I like how they use the robots to make them CGI. I think that honestly works way better. I've already said this before with different things like Overlords and all that. The CGI, adding CGI to a 2D show, like something like this for certain characters and stuff like that, sort of hard angled ones, I think elevates it more because it gives it that otherworldly feel as like, oh shit, I don't know how this is gonna kind of match with this. I don't know. Maybe that's just a me thing. I like that. I think it adds a little bit more to it and changing the animation, obviously, because it's a CG model versus a 2D drawing. I think elevates it a little bit more. I don't know. But yeah, they all come together. Lex takes over the company, and we now have this army to deal with that I'm pretty sure is going to soon be powered by kryptonite crystals. Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Hell, all of the Kryptonian tech is made with kryptonite. So, that being said, on top about Lois now wants to talk to Clark about moving to Gotham, while Clark wants to talk about how he has the beacon to call his cousin. We gotta see how that's all gonna play out, but this show is really cool. I like that they're giving Clark new powers, and I want to see what other things he can do. And because here's the thing, too. Like, this power, technically speaking, is literally just an extension of his invulnerability. It's not necessarily like just he has a new superpower. It's an extension of a power he already has, but extending it outward now to other people. So I kind of want to know, what does that mean for his other abilities? Can he do that to other stuff? Can he, in a way, extend his strength to other people around him? Or could he somehow enhance his mass to, like, become heavier but also stronger? Like, there's a lot of ways you could play with this, and I kind of like that. He could probably make other people fly if that extends with that too, because it's like him manipulating the gravity around him, so he can probably manipulate the gravity around others. I mean, if you think about it, look at how we just floated down with his cape blowing in the wind. His cape should just be down. Anyways, I like this. I like this show a lot. This is fun. This is not that long of an episode, or it's already 20 minutes. I'm talking. Damn. But yeah, I definitely want to see more. This is my favorite version of Superman. Like, legit. I want a comic book that has something similar to this, but I don't know. Most of the Superman comics right now is, I don't know. Someone tell me. Someone give me a good one to watch right now. I don't know. But yeah, tell me what you think I was below. Thanks for watching. Share your videos. Hopefully enjoy this. I like this a lot. And,
I'm pretty sure I told you to run, Dr. Irons.
And I thought I told you. This is my home. Stay right here.
we will. See you later. I really, really love this Superman show. I ain't gonna lie. I really, really do. And I'm really hoping James Gunn stuff is gonna be just as good, and I really hope we're gonna get way more seasons of this. I want figures of this. Give me this Superman figure, please.